I'm Kelly Seidlitz. I'm the Executive Director of Gratitude Recovery in Malibu, California. We're a mindfulness-based sober living, and welcome to this week's DBT webinar series. We're going to do our skill of the week. This week we're going to talk about distress tolerance. And in distress tolerance, crisis survival skills, and there are a few of them, we're going to talk about the distraction skill of wise mind accepts. It's really important for us to remember, particularly those people in early recovery, that sometimes you can be as skillful as you are and you still can't change the situation. So you need to know what can you do right now so the situation doesn't get worse, so that you can get through it and then engage more skillfully. You know, as you look at the presentation on the PowerPoint that's going to be alongside of this, there's a comment that says you are free to choose. However, we are not free from the consequences of those choices. And having crisis survival skills really matter, particularly for those who want to change old, destructive, maladaptive, ineffective behaviors. It's really important to be able to get through the moment. So, wise mind accepts. It is a crisis survival skill. It's a distraction skill. It is for the moment kind of skill. It's not a lifestyle. Many people have been distracting, and therefore they've had problems in their life. This is, how do I distract and then put myself in a better position emotionally to respond more effectively? So, wise mind accepts. A, activities. Engage in some activity. What we know is many activities can help reduce anxiety, reduce depression, distract us into a different emotional experience of what's happening. Sometimes we tie in the opposite to emotion action from another module in DBT. We'll talk about that another day. But that skill can help, and keeping in mind a body in motion is likely to stay in motion, and that's really important. So get up and get busy doing something. Oh, hold on a second. Okay. I catch my breath a little bit. I just went and engaged in an activity. We have a badminton net out in our backyard, which is just lovely, and I was able to win the badminton tournament. Really helped my distress tolerance. Now, there's some other people here who have a little more distress tolerance, and we'll work with them on some other skills, okay? So let's move on. What's the next one? Contribution. How do I get out of myself, contribute, and helping other people? Here at Gratitude Recovery, we have many clients engaging and contributing to the community, cleaning up the general area, helping with food preparation, helping with shopping, helping with laundry, just helping. We have fabulous Pomeranians, and it's about helping. How do I get out of myself and contribute to another person? The 12-step model also has something they call service work that is about getting out of our heads and into doing something different so that our emotional experience is different. And then we also like to add in volunteering. You know, there are a number of places around here where people can volunteer at food banks, people can volunteer soup kitchens, people can volunteer at animal shelters. Again, get out of our own way, help somebody else. The next C in accepts is comparison. Many times I have handled really difficult situations skillfully, and I need to remember that and compare this situation now to what it was like, and that I was able to effectively get through it. Also, I can compare my circumstance and situation to another person who may not be doing as well. It's not to be judgmental, dismissive, or even to get emotionally connected to that, just to notice this could be worse for me, and I can sort of shift out of, oh my gosh, this is terrible, this is horrible. And AA has a space for that in an old line I heard, which is, pour me another drink. And by comparing, we may be able to prevent ourselves from moving down that path. Okay? The next skill is emotions. Setting out to do something, have an experience, a thought, a memory of something that is a different emotional experience to one that's happening right now. Sometimes this can happen if you watch a movie. Sometimes you can do it from reading a book. Music can be incredibly powerful in helping us. And make sure you watch that the emotional shift you're looking for and are receiving is one that helps you become more effective, not less effective. There was a lot of songs that I listened to when I was really engaging in some maladaptive behaviors and running and hiding that helped me go back into doing that. Make sure they're ones that are going to help shift you into a space that's going to be more effective. All right, so now we're ACCE into P, push away. Many of us have done this very, very often, not very effectively, that we would push away responsibilities, push away our need to do things. It's the same skill, but this one's more effective. See this beautiful bookshelf behind me? There's an opportunity to put some of the problems in a box, put it in the shelf, and push it to the back, because it doesn't need to be handled right now. Because if I tried to handle it right now, I'm probably going to act out in a way that's not going to make it very effective. So put it away for a minute. Take a time out. Come back to it. Again, this is a short-term distraction skill, not a lifestyle. You know, there's many times, Annette is my wife, she's awesome. And sometimes we'll have a disagreement. And I can get worked up in my head. And if I need to push away and go into another room, that's a great strategy. As long as when I go in there, I let go of that same thoughts. But if I keep thinking, oh, she's doing this to me, and this is horrible, and this is wrong, and then I come back and see her, I'm probably going to bite her head off and not be very effective. So I need to push that away, let it go, think about something else, do something else. And then when I re-engage, I'm much more likely to be effective. Okay? The next one, the T, thoughts. Looking at ways that help you change your thoughts. Board games, reading a book, sometimes listening to music can help. Sudoku games can help. Crossword puzzles, counting, lots of different things that really occupy your mind. You know, and if you're going to read something, it's probably not, if you're angry, it's probably not good to read something that's going to get you angry. However, it might be good to read something inspirational or someone who has really overcome something that can be very uplifting. So do something that's going to change your thoughts and help you become more skillful, and be mindful about it so that you pick what those thoughts are, rather than letting your emotion mind drive that for you. The last letter in accepts is S, and that's for sensations. Do something to change your physical sensations. It can have a great impact on what's happening right now, what your thought processes are, and what your ultimate behavior choices are. We're fortunate that just out the window down the road, about 5 minutes, you can jog down there, is Zuma Beach, one of the best beaches in the world. And you can run down there. That's going to help with a different sensation. Jump into the water. The Pacific is cool, and so that will give you a different sensation. Sometimes holding an ice cube can help. You know, we have some pre-core elliptical equipment downstairs. Running in that, it can get you to work out and have your body change with heat and sweat, and that's another sensation. You know, you can take a cold shower, you can hold an ice cube. Do something that's really going to help. Another thing that can be great is right now I'm smelling as Annette's preparing dinner. It's such a great smell. That's another sensation that can change. So find a set of strategies that fit within each of these activities: contribution, comparison, changing your emotion, pushing away your thoughts, and then sensations. And practice these skills. These are life-changing skills. And as you implement them, your life will change for the better. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.